right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Symphogear, Season 5, Episode 8. Hell yeah, Carol is here. Yes. Yes.
So it's time for some alchemy?
Some alchemy, that's right.
Alchemy has entered the chat? What?
It has indeed. Yes, sir, it has.
Yes, it has. Wonderful.
And now the throwdown will be awesome. Will she win? Probably not. She is a bit outmatched. Her enemies have demonstrated themselves to be very capable. They took out the auto scores.
The auto scores readily scrapped, basically.
Yeah, they were damaged,
initially,
and all that stuff. But something. Yeah. But this is to hold the line until the main girls can get here. But still,
what do you mean? Miku's already here.
Excellent.
Like,
excellent. That was wonderful.
Yeah, exactly. So
who else is
this? This is just going to be the advent of Miku.
Right.
It's Miku's time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, isn't she supposed to be a vessel for the god
for divine power
energy?
and all that stuff? Yeah.
So
no, I love it. I love it. Let's have it.
Yeah, goddess Miku. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone. Now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below. Then come back here for the discussion. Holy shit, y'all.
Oh
this
my
was
god.
A nuts.
That
crazy, beautiful episode.
Like, leave it to Symphogear.
My eyes.
Leave it to Symphogear.
It's too awesome.
Like we've joked about it in the past of how you can go from like, oh, the characters don't have their powers or someone's arm was bitten off, and then culture festival stuff in the same episode, right? You know?
Right.
But no. This is the all right. Get prepared for hype. It's gonna be Carol versus the Red Wing or Crimson Wing or whatever.
Yeah.
You know. And then it's like, no. We're just going to go from hype to hype to hype.
Like, Carol's stuff was fantastic.
Yep.
It was a fun way to just be reminded that, yeah, Carol was pretty terrifying for what she was. But the idea of her now having her alternate side through the memories that she kind of crystallized through alchemy and through the bleeding edge alchemy of copy-paste. That's fucking awesome. And whatever. Yeah, cool. So she's always been around. I like it. The idea then of the personality being something that's like a defense mechanism so that she can tap into all that alchemical power.
Cool.
Just fine. Wonderful.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And we get to have all of the rule of cool win and wonderful stuff of Carol thrashing them in the fights. And there's no contest about that. Even after they juice themselves up and come back in for round 2.
And the conceptual pyramid.
Right, exactly, which had been established earlier and everything. No, she still beats them.
She still beats them, and they also don't even lose to her though because
because Fudo
poisoned
the blood. Okay.
Which is such a way.
It.
He was getting the vibe from them that they were starting to get pissed at him. So he's like, yeah, this was the right call.
And, they're kind of failing me anyways. They aren't that great. Now, I was a little confused because I guess I just assumed that the blood was specifically for the one that was the vampire. I thought it was just for her. It wasn't something that all of them needed, but I guess they all needed it, which is, I guess that makes sense because they do have, like, human aspects to them, even if it's like cyborg, werewolf, all that stuff.
Right.
Okay, so that is how they got kind of taken out by him, but that also might be the way in which they end up then teaming up with the Symphogear users because the hand-holding offer was already made and all that stuff, but if they survive...
They have to survive,
They have to survive.
They might not.
But, like, now it's, okay, maybe common enemy and all that, so...
And I love that we wore these shirts thinking that it was kind of be a thing for Carol, the great alchemist. But no, it's worn this way because it's actually the cursed episode.
Right.
The one
Miku.
where Miku is getting punched by Hibiki's hands, who are not holding Miku's, but they're holding her own hands. Meaning that it's almost like a prayer of like, I'm going to beat this with my belief and my hope. And oh no, your hopes and prayers and dreams and all that are going to be your curse now because you're staring down not Miku, Shemha, the relic itself. Maybe even a custodian inhabiting and using Miku's body as an avatar here.
I love that as a reversal, so that it's they did everything to win in this fight on both fronts, on the dual pronged thing.
Yep.
And yet, because they didn't quite understand the mechanics of how it worked, it's actually not going to go well. I don't know why I didn't think of this, like, or maybe I did, but like when I thought of Miku being a divine vessel and that being like lead into like this next season, I figured that like that had to mean that there was going to come the point where Hibiki and Miku hold hands as they, punch God or whatever.
That still could happen.
That still could happen because this is only episode 8.
This is just the mechanics, Jacob, by which Miku's powered up so that she's on the level of the other girls.
Exactly, right.
And then we get the special number 7.
Yes, because and the fact that like
that's what all this is for. This is just a temporary obstacle.
Oh yeah.
To hand holding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And her transformation sequence, holy shit. Like it was short and sweet and to the point, but goddamn those visuals. I think they were like
the hair even looked fantastic.
Oh yeah, it was so good. It was so good.
So we get all that. We get all that. Then having all this where the girls were coming in thinking we're gonna have to sing our superb songs.
Right.
Like just to power up.
And
the chateau.
And without Hibiki, like they haven't done that really before because Hibiki was the one that would make it so that it would go well and they wouldn't all die or whatever, So okay, they don't die because they've practiced on working together.
Yeah, I loved the little bit from Chris of like our compatibility levels have got up to help absorb the recoil, but still, and I was just like,
yes, let's throw this exposition in real quick before.
Right. But also our characters have kind of done some hand holding in the past a little bit, so this should make it a little bit easier. But So also, any opportunity that the show seems to get to have, like, we're gonna have 2 characters combine and have some really cool moments there.
Shipbait with their transformation.
Shipbait,
super
absolutely.
Yeah.
But the one with taking Chris and Maria and have them do a boob bounce railgun,
because their boobs are the strongest in the series.
They
are unequivocally.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I was thinking of Fine for a little bit there, though. So I'm just gonna say.
And her brak are.
Yeah. Fine was.
Man.
Was pretty high up there. Yeah. But anyway, just the idea of Maria does have a railgun. That is one of the things that she uses.
Yep.
And Chris just has all of the guns, so why not?
Yeah, rockets, guns, and everything. So it's like it does make sense. And I'm just gonna say, there's been shipbaiting with Tsubasa and Chris.
Yes.
There's been shipbaiting with Tsubasa and Maria. Now there's shipbaiting with Chris and Maria. The triangle is complete.
Meanwhile, Kirika and Shirabe are just sitting on the sidelines, just like they're just jealous.
Right. If there was one thing that I would say was potentially missing from this episode, it's that we get Tsubasa doing her super kick-ass Getsuka Tensho charge up from 10 miles
saber
away.
There. She did the whole like circle thing, and I was just like, oh wait,
shit, awesome!
Yes.
Like this is great. And then we get the Chris and Maria, super move, but we didn't get one with Kirika and Shirabe. I think their super move was relegated to copy paste this bleeding edge alchemy.
Well, they did that in the previous fight with this thing. So I think that.
But you can never have enough Kirika and Shirabe.
Totally. But I think we got enough of them all doing their part to help. Hibiki make her way to the part that whole anime
sequence was so good.
Was nuts. I was barely able to track what was going on, but it was really fun. And also it brings back to mind kind of a lot of my favorite parts of older kind of like Gurren Lagann style animation fights and stuff like that. Where Gurren Lagann, you had the mech constantly disassembling to make the tinier part as the drill gets closer and closer.
Yeah.
This very much felt like that, but the Symphogear equivalent. But it felt more dynamic because I was able to kind of see the individual party members coming in and assisting Hibiki and doing their specific thing rather than just being a extended thing.
Yes. So, like the bit where Chris comes along and then straight up just like flies Hibiki out of the way.
Right.
That was awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
And Hibiki holding her own hands to make a fist, a double-handed fist, to then launch, but then that gets launched into the thing, but then her own fist comes in behind and goes into the arm slot to
give
add
an extra
punch
boost
to the punch.
Yep, so that she can then rocket boost the double fists that are inside there. And I wanted to bring up something that's really cool about this. If you put your fist together like this, clasp it,
No, break your fingers.
Well,
no.
yeah, but it's not a good punch.
No.
But it actually is the typical pose for clasping your hands in prayer. It's basically the belief. It's the hope of the main character basically coming in being like, I don't have anyone to handhold right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm going to, in my heart of hearts, holding Miku's hand.
Nice. I like it.
But
then there's the ultimate
fuck you. No, you don't get that. Miku's holding hands with Shemha.
And Carol, it's like, I protected her. I did everything. Like,
yeah, I definitely felt that little bit of the Carol situation being like strung along a bit for the plot of like
we can't move her because that would like
not only that I think's just a
probably
thing.
But
it was also the thing of where she's like, don't double tap. We need you to get Miku and say it. That's so logical. I'm like, no, it's actually not logical, but I'll let it slide. It's just the idea of like, you could just walk over while they're down and go, bah, bah, bah. And then you're like, okay, now I don't have anything to distract me. Because once they called off the fight,
though, right? Like,
yeah.
Okay,
but how hard would it be to chase them while they're weakened like that?
Yeah, no, I know. It's the whole thing of like, oh, a person goes to run away and like goes off the screen for a bit. You can't chase them.
You can't chase them. Nope.
That would have been
not in the castle that you
designed
and
used.
ran, basically.
Right.
Oh no, you think that you could lose them in this place here?
I will say that would have been a very fun dark turn. If like, especially if like they're not dead from what's his Fudo's thing. But like Carol's just like, no, not done yet. And then it's like, oh no,
please stop, and just killing each of them.
Yeah.
And maybe like one of them is the only one that's able to contact Fudo, you know.
Sure, or only one of them is the one that's able to get away, and that way the cast doesn't get too much bigger. But this is the last season, so it doesn't matter how big the cast gets.
Yeah.
You know, add all the girls, hold all the hands.
Yeah, and even then, if it's not a thing of where you don't kill them, just render them incapable of moving.
Right. One of them's a cyborg.
Legs, you know?
One of them's a cyborg. Just rip her head off, you know? She could totally be fine and be able to be rebuilt later, but for now, you know?
Not going to do much of anything, yeah. But, yeah, it felt like the kind of thing of where, oh, what if they come back in, like, 5 minutes? They came back in 5 minutes. That was my immediate thought of, like, yeah, that's logical. I'm like,
well, and also then she gets to the place, but then it's like, oh wait, no, I guess we can't rescue Miku.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, Now the whole thing of her, one of the reasons why I think that still wasn't too bad though, is because it still didn't end up changing anything, because she wasn't able to do anything on her end. She needed the Symphogear users to do it.
Would she have had enough time if she wasn't in the conceptual pyramid trying to break out of it?
Well, no, but weren't they stonewalled by the fact that they needed all the phonic gain to charge the building?
Yeah.
Oh, right, but she could have helped them because she could have done her own.
She could have sang her own song that apparently 7 billion superb songs.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, no, okay. Because I was gonna say like, well, maybe it is a convenience, you know, whatever. It didn't have to go that way. But if it didn't end up actually changing anything, anyways, right? Like maybe then it's no big deal. But
yeah. I definitely felt like there was a bit of the like, this is just, it's gonna go this way.
Exactly.
We can't change it.
Classic Symphogear fashion, and then it's just make sure that it's entertaining as possible.
4 choices in the JRPG, and it's just eventually you click all of them, and you realize that there's only one choice, and it's option 4, and you're like, the villain got away, and somehow,
oh no, what could we have done to stop?
King Dragon sends his regards.
Exactly. Yep.
So, all right, let's have a goddess Miku encounter.
And Hibiki won't even. And the best, one of the things I love about this is that Hibiki won't even be able to talk to Miku like she kind of could in season 2 because Miku's not there.
Unless that's why they used. This could be a thematic connection. Is that not a thematic connection, but a similar little thing? There is that. Well, we have a situation with a person inside of another person's body with Elf9 and Carol. This could be a very similar thing with what Miku is, that she's actually very much there, just a prisoner. Mm-hmm. So she is seeing all this.
Because I love this development for Elf9, and it's something where it's like, oh man, I wish we had this kind of development sooner so we could spend more time with the Elf9 Carol dynamic, you know? It's super glad that it happened in the first place.
It's there because it's the last season.
Yeah, exactly. They can
pull
blow their
out
load
stops.
on everything,
Yeah, exactly.
and it's no big deal.
There's no consequences later. But
Right.
yeah, all right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the full length if you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on full length timer reactions there. Any level of support there gets you access to our Discord, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We do streams every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yes, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.